So I'm in the Maldives, as you do. It's pretty beautiful, as you can imagine. And I'm staying at the Shangri-La Villingili, which is in the Adu Atoll, the most southerly islands in the entire country. What can I say? It's beautiful. I'm staying in a water villa, which is what you see in all the catalogues and probably your dreams. It is over this turquoise ocean and there's so much space. Considering that this room is for 2 people, it's massive. The ceilings are so high, it's nice and airy. You've got your aircon, which, you know, keeps you cool. But also you've just got this wonderful warm sea breeze as well. If you open up your doors overlooking the ocean from the bedroom, it's gorgeous. There's also an amazing bathroom with this big, huge bath, 2 sinks and really lovely toiletries. There's an outdoor shower, which is cool. It's obviously very secluded, private, but really nice in the mornings or in the evenings at any time. The bed, so comfy, pretty pleased with that. There's a pillow menu. Don't think I've ever stayed at a hotel where there's a pillow menu. Probably the best thing about this water villa is the hammock. I don't think it's called a hammock, I don't know what it is, but it's basically some netting that just is an extension of your deck, and you can just lie out on the water, listen to the waves and fall asleep, sunbathe, pose and take pictures. Everybody does that. I was guilty of that yesterday. It's just bliss, just complete bliss. It feels so private, and even though it's a really big resort, it never feels overcrowded. It doesn't feel like you're surrounded by other tourists or travellers. There's so much space, and because the accommodation that you have is so stunning, I think a lot of people just stay in their accommodation because it's so beautiful, and you pay a lot of money to come here, so why not? You've got everything you could possibly need. Shangri-La desalinate their own water. There's fresh water underground here. It's obviously a little bit salty, so they clean that up and you can get that in glass bottles every day. That's refreshed. Another key eco-friendly activity we do here is coral planting. Basically, you snorkel down, you find bits of coral that are broken off or they've snapped or something or been kicked, and you bring them back to shore, plant them onto a base, and then take it back into the water, replant it on a frame, and the coral will grow. And then the experts here, once the coral has grown enough, maybe after 1 or 2 years, they'll plant it then onto an artificial reef, which I went and snorkeled to see the other day. Coral and the reef is so important, so it's really nice that Shangri-La do something to look after that environment. The snorkeling in general, the water is so clear. You can go down off your deck from your water villa straight into the ocean, which is perfect. You can pick up a snorkel and flippers from the water centre, that's complimentary. You do as little or as much as you like, that's the great thing. You can just literally spend 2 weeks sunbathing, which would be quite nice. Or you can get active. There's a sports centre, a health centre. You can go to the gym. There's yoga classes run by Mandy from the Shangri-La in London, from Yoga Sphere, and that was a great way to start the day yesterday. The spa, Chi, unreal, completely unreal. It's huge, the staff are amazing, and the massage was incredible. I had the Kandu Boli, which is a massage with a shell. It's a bit like a hot stone massage, but with a shell, and it was just divine. And I didn't get a headache afterwards. I normally get a headache after massages, but this one was just completely perfect. What's really cool about all the accommodation on the island is everyone has their own bike. Because it's a huge resort, this island is pretty long, so you have to get around. And you know, you can call a golf buggy, but why not cycle? Because then you don't feel like you're just living it up in a resort being a lazy bum. You're cycling around to your fitness class or to your cultural excursion, and you know, you just feel a little bit active while you go to the breakfast buffet, which is also delicious. The food here is really great. You've got a buffet every morning where you can get traditional Maldivian breakfast. I had pancakes this morning with Nutella. I have loads of fresh fruit, local fruit, and basically anything you can think of, you've got. There are a few restaurants. There's Dr. Ali's, which does a mixture of Middle Eastern, Chinese, and local food. There's Javu, which is where you have breakfast also, and they do a wonderful seafood feast every week. And you can get room service, obviously, the ultimate luxury, because why wouldn't you want to sit and eat out on your deck? But basically, you're just coming to your own hideaway. It's just gorgeous. I just want to stay here forever. But you don't have to just stay on the resort, even though you could stay here forever. Yesterday I went on a cultural tour. We took a speedboat back to Gan and explored Adu City, which is a chain of 5 islands. I think there's 35,000 people living on Adu City, which I think it's about 10% of the entire population. It's the second biggest city in the Maldives. After Male, this is the second biggest area. And I went with a guy who works at Shangri-La called Azmi. He was born and raised in Fedu, which is one of the islands just over the water. So he's a really local expert, and he took us around, showed us the ex-army and RAF base at Gan, which is really fascinating. And then also just showed us around his local area. We had some tea and short eats. Just really nice to see a little bit of local colour. I certainly don't feel trapped. You know, I'm normally a backpacker, so this is completely out of my normality, but I'm really enjoying it. And the fact that I can go and meet some local people and see the real life here is really appealing. You have to have a balance, I think, of just complete escapism, but then a little bit of culture. So basically, I've had a taste of luxury and I like it. You would never forget a holiday here. You'd never forget a trip to Shangri-La. I'm pretty impressed.